All right, hey there everybody. Hopefully we've got a good video for you. This one is for parents, or if you know parents of young children who still take baths in a bathtub that is filled with children's toys or bathtub toys. Check it out. When you drain the bathtub, the residual water left in the toys, even if it's a surface on the surface of a toy, basically converts to this black mold. Look at this. How disgusting. It looks like dirt if it's at all noticeable, but it is there. So don't be fooled by these cute little bathtub toys. They do harbor some pretty nasty things. So in this video, we'll be cleaning this out. To illustrate my point though, before we start, I'll show you how I do this. Let me open up Mr. Rubber Ducky. Check out your bathtub toys. A lot of them have these little drain holes on the bottom that allow water to go inside. I'm not all entirely sure why that is. It's just big enough where water can over time creep in there. And of course, it does not escape very easily. It's a very slow drip and it has to be angled just right. So I'm going to get my drill out and I'm going to actually open it up from the bottom. You can just see I put a hole right there, and I'm going to take my knife and very, very carefully just kind of cut out a little triangular piece so we can kind of put the camera up in there so you can see what is going on. Now, it's not going to blow your socks off or anything, but I'll tell you, I don't want this water mixing with this black mold. There's a closer look. You can see it starting to grow in there. And this rubber ducky is, I don't know, a couple of months old, I would say. So I don't want my kid at all going near, water coming out. I've got a 3-year-old who might drink it. And I just want to get rid of it. So how do you clean it? So I'm just going to take some household bleach and I'm going to put, not an exact science here, I'm going to put, about this much. And I just want to kind of submerge the toys in a bleach water solution. Now I'm doing this very dangerously near kitchen, hardwood floors and granite countertops. So be really careful when you're dealing with bleach. It does splash out, so you'll want to make sure you prepare your work area as well as possible, or just keep it in the bathtub, of course, would be a good option for you. Now, you want it to just be a little slimy to the touch. I mentioned there's no exact recipe for it. You want it to, feel a little slimy. And next, I'm going to take a little soft bristled brush with extra long bristles. I use the same brush to wash the car or to clean my porch screens. I made a separate video for that. And by the way, feel free to subscribe. Click that subscribe button below if you want other do-it-yourself home projects like this. I also do a lot of home product reviews, trying to make your place a better space to be. That's the goal here. So as you can see, I'm taking my brush after having soaked it in the bleach water solution for a good hour. I'm going to be scrubbing it to remove all that black, nasty mold. Now, it's kind of a bit of a chore to do this, I'll admit. So the longer you wait, the more the black buildup the mold will be, the harder it will be to scrub. So you might consider doing this every, 2 to 3 weeks maybe, and it won't be that bad of a deal. In fact, you might be able to skip this process entirely, because what we're going to do next, after we give everything a good scrubbing, we're going to put it directly into the dishwasher and wash that. So if you want to get in the habit of doing that every couple of weeks or so, that might prevent that black mold up, and you might not even have to put any elbow grease in. In other words, no scrubbing. So once I have things scrubbed down, and by the way, if the soft bristled brush doesn't work, you can use a sponge for some of those tight corners. I'm going to actually put it back in the bleach water solution and let it sit for a bit longer. I don't know, another hour or so, or whenever I feel like those things have been killed off for the most part. And as I mentioned, we're going to be putting everything into the dishwasher on the top rack. I'm going to wash them separately from dishes, or most of my dishes. No particular reason there. I'm going to have it on sanitation mode, so it's going to do a good job of sanitizing everything and also remove any of that residual bleach water that we had on there. So I'll go ahead and put it on the auto mode, and the temperature as high as possible, but I prefer sanitation mode if your dishwasher has that. And we'll go ahead and click start. And once the cycle has completed, you'll go ahead, obviously, open it up, and let's take a look how well this process worked. So you can see there's the green little boat Feel free to rewind and look earlier in the video to see how that improved. I think you remember this one. That one was pretty bad, that yellow cup-like thing. And of course, Mr. Octopus here. So they're looking pretty new. And with that, I am satisfied. And by the way, when you're draining bathtub water, make sure the water is pretty much all out, and that will also help prevent that buildup. Tip those toys over, brush that surface residual water off, and that might help. Hopefully this video has been helpful, and again, don't forget to subscribe if you're interested in more videos like this. Thanks!